Hello everyone, it's RiverBendSurvival again. I've got two things I want to talk about today. Both of them involve a haversack, but I think I'm going to split it into two videos. So they'll both start with this beginning right here, and want to be part one and want to be part two. The description will tell you. Hey everyone. Last weekend was Memorial Day weekend, and I went for a hike. It was a little short 5-mile hike with a group of people, and a kind of interesting thing happened. I was questioned about what I was carrying. It wasn't so much a what are you carrying and why are you carrying it. It was I was expecting to see you carry this, or I was expecting to see you carry that. Or I wanted to see this kit that I'd seen in the videos. And my response to him at the time was, well, you should have told me and I would have brought it so you could have taken a look at it. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. From Memorial Day weekend through about Halloween, unless I'm going out for 8 hours or more, or an overnighter, or 3 nights, or whatever the case may be, I only carry one bag. I carry my canvas haversack. Unless it's a special trip to go somewhere to do something, my hikes are 5 miles or less. Folks, it's just too hot here. As I say over and over in my videos, one of the points of doing bushcrafting is to enjoy yourself. Well, when it's over 100 degrees and over 80% humidity outside, I don't enjoy hiking in that. So I usually get up at 7 or so, have my stuff already ready to go. It's already in a haversack. Throw a bottle or two of water in it, and I take off. By noon, I'm trying to get back. I'm usually back to, or real close to getting back to, my vehicle to head back home. The heat of the day here is nothing to play with. If it's a class or something like that, or I've gone off on a camping trip, I'm going to be gone, all day, all weekend, or for a couple of days, that's different. But the majority of my hikes are just little short day hikes from Memorial Day to about Halloween. That's when things start to cool off here some. The highs only get up into the 80s, starting Halloween on. What I found interesting was that one of the people that was there implied that on my videos I make it sound like I only use this kit or I only use that kit. I went back and looked at some of them, well, a bunch of them really. I can't find where I ever said that. I can't understand where someone may think that, or may think that it was implied that that's the case with me. This haversack that I've shown in numerous videos, this is the one that I carry all summer. I love this haversack. I've told you about it, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 times. It was a 99-cent haversack from a thrift store. It was made by the World National Wildlife Federation, probably a giveaway on PBS or something. I bought it for 99 cents. Since I got back from Tennessee, I've started collecting patches of places that I go overnight, state parks that I go to. There's the one for Big South Fork. Here's the one for Benson State Park here in Texas. I've started collecting the patches of the places I go to overnight, state and federal parks. Folks, this is the one I carry. If you meet me out on a trail during the summer, the time period I just gave you, the odds are almost, not quite, but almost 100% this is the bag you're going to see me carrying. It has a very simple loadout in it. I'll switch the camera here in just a second and show you. I don't carry a lot in the summer. There's no reason for it, especially when I'm just out scouting or just looking around. If I ever implied to anybody or misled someone into thinking that I carry my bushcrafting bag back here or my overnight bag right here, it's also a day hike bag, but that's for much longer day hikes. That's if I'm going to be out 8, 10, 12 hours. And that's just because of the water bladder. That's my daughter's. But any of these bags back here, I use them, and I use them year round, but these are all for specific items. These are for specific tasks. The leather haversack that I did the video on that I love, and then I made the canteen holder that I love. If you go back and watch the videos, I went and looked to check myself. I'm pretty clear on what that's for. That is to take when I'm out camping and I want to have something that I can go farther out and come back to a base camp. I use that a lot for that. Let me get the camera reset. I'll show you this real quick. And this bag leads up to what I'm going to label as part 2 of this video. Be right back with you. Okay, here's the haversack. I've shown it before. I'm letting everyone know I've been thinking about this since I got the comments about my kits, and I really didn't know if I was going to do a video on this or not. But what happened in what I'll talk about in the second video here has led me to want to go ahead and talk about this subject because it's kind of an intro into the next one. This is the kit. This is what I carry all summer. I have it propped up right now with a water bottle thing. Let me get this out of here. It's extremely light. It's extremely simple. All that it is, and I love the design of this bag, but once again, that'll get covered in the second video. It has an outside pocket. In the outside pocket are just 3 items. I have a Sylvan compass, I have a little mini Bic lighter, and I have an extra fire starter. That's all that's in this outside pocket. Once again, keep in mind the places I'm going with this, they're not that big, a couple hundred acres maybe. It has an inside pocket right here. It doesn't have any Velcro or flap or anything. The flap goes over the course. Inside here, I just carry a bandana. That's all that's in there. And it's strictly for wiping off sweat, first aid, whatever the case may be. In the big main compartment, I have a generic first aid kit. I don't think I've added or subtracted anything from the kit when I bought it. It's still all in the plastic. It's just Band-Aids, alcohol wipes. I don't even know what that is. Oh, a whistle. It's got a whistle. It's just bandages and alcohol wipes. Some ointment for cuts or wounds or whatever. Stuff that'll happen when you're out on a short hike, maybe. When it's the rainy season like it is right now, well, it's funny to say it on a video because somebody could watch this a year from now. Right now we're flooding. So this is definitely the rainy season, but spring, early summer, I carry a big, heavier poncho, but it's nothing fancy. It's just one of these Academy adult ponchos, but it's fairly heavy for a little pack. Once the rains break and our summer sets in, our rain's so seldom that it's not even really worth carrying one, but I do carry one, but it's one of those little Walmart or Target or whatever tiny ones that you're supposed to use and throw away. Well, I have some, and if I use it, then I just fold it back up and stick it in there. I carry one of these packs, and I've shown these before in my other kits. This is made by True Spec, the bag. When you open it up, there's a sail needle right here. I just slide it into a slot that I make right there, or poke a hole in it. I have a star flash signal mirror. And on the outside is just one of those keychain deals with the little LED flashlight. It's nothing fancy. My fire kit, I'm not going to go over this again. This is the tobacco tin fire kit with the magnifying glass and that stuff. That's my fire kit. When I get to wherever I'm going to go hiking, I take my belt off, I put this on my belt, and I put this knife on my belt. This is just the SE made by Becker with paracord wrap on it. This is the sheath that was made for me at a meetup, I think 2 years ago. One of the guys there made it for me, Dave, and I love this. I love this sheath. But for my day hike bag, this is what I have. I just put it on my belt. I carry bug spray. For a while now, I've been using this Benz. I'm not asking for opinions. I like Dietz. I used it in the military. I've used it since I got out of the military. We live in a tick eradication zone, in a tick quarantine zone. We have the Lone Star tick here, and it's just been, I know it's not a real word, but it's been real ticky the last year or so, with a ton of ticks. Me and Ken went bike camping not long ago, and he wound up getting the Lone Star tick on him. I have not had a tick using this or any other product with Dietz, to tell you the truth. I just spray from my knees down if I'm wearing long pants and my boots or sandals that I wear. I don't load down with the stuff. I just put some on. But I've been carrying this because I like the size of the container. I don't have any preference to it. I just like the little container. Inside here is a headlamp and extra batteries. I cannot remember the last time that I used a headlamp while using this bag. I just have it in there just in case, and every time before I go out I check to make sure the headlamp's working, that it's bright. If it's not, I change the batteries out and throw extra ones in here. And that's it, with the exception of I'll grab usually 2 water bottles, sometimes 3. If it's really hot, I'll grab 3. And what I'll do is, one goes in this mesh pocket on the outside, and that's what I carry when I'm hiking. I will usually, if it's not real hot in the morning, I'll drink this one, and when I get back to my truck, I'll drink the other one that I have in there. If it's a hot day, I will drink one on my way out, throw another one in the big pocket here. It's just got a ton of room in it. I'll throw one in the big pocket. I just found an SD card. Outstanding. I'll throw another one in the bag. As I'm hiking out, when I finish the first bottle, that tells me it's time to turn around and hike back out, and I'll start drinking the second bottle, and I'll either have chugged the first one or drank the first one before I left, or I'll have it in the truck waiting for me when I get back. It just depends on, be honest with you, a lot of times I'm drinking coffee on my way out, so the third one will be waiting in the truck. That's it. There's no cook kit. There's no real shelter besides a poncho. There's no tent stakes. There's very minimal cordage. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the outside. On the outside, I have a set of paste beads that I made. I don't use them. They're really more for decoration than anything. If I did need to use them, I can. They're there. And I carry a whatever they call these things. Everybody wears on the paracord bracelets. People give them to me all the time, and I love it when people give them to me. And the reason I love it is not only because they gave it to me, but I use them. I don't just wear them as decoration. If I'm out and all of a sudden I decide I'm going to do a project, or I decide I'm going to stay out, or whatever the case may be, I break these apart and I use them. I just think they're a handy way to carry extra cordage. And I'm not belittling anybody who wears them as a bracelet. Y'all have seen me wear them as a bracelet before too, but I do not ever hesitate to break them apart and use the cordage in them. But that's it on my kit. Like I said, there's no real shelter, there's no blankets, there's no emergency blanket, there's no cook kits, there's no stainless steel bottles. Every once in a while there's a stainless steel bottle I'll put in here, but usually not. Usually I just carry plastic water bottles. Anyway, that's just to let everybody know. Forgive the mess, I'll explain that in a minute. This is what I carry 8 months out of the year down here, unless I'm out doing something specific. I'm going on a camping trip. I'm going on a bush crafting trip. If it's a specific item, then I have other kits for that. For my day hikes, whether it's after work or during the week or on a weekend, this is the bag I grab. I hope that answers the questions that I was asked last weekend. I did not try to mislead anybody, and I can't find where I did it. But if I did mislead people, I'm sorry. That wasn't the point. That's not why I do videos. This is the kit that I carry. On part 2, I'll explain why this came up now. I hope you enjoyed this kit. I'll get right back with you. Thanks.